All right, for Logan and Miracle, you might remember this from pre-algebra, simplifying square roots. Now, what we used to use was something called a factor tree, and you had the gimmick of the prisoner. So I'm going to use 12. So for instance, 12 is 3 times 4, 4 is 2 times 2. And what you would say is, if we were talking about a square root, you take your pair, one breaks out, and the other one dies, and you end up with 2 times root 3, if this was the square root of 12. Well, using this product of square roots property, we can show why this works. So for instance, if I take 12, I got root 12, I can say that that's equal to root 3 times root 4, right? 3 times 4 is 12, therefore root 3 times root 4 equals root 12. We know that the square root of 4 is 2. So I can't simplify the square root of 3 any further, but I take this 2, and when you write it out, you always want to put the whole number in front of the radical, the square root that's left. So the square root of 12, simplified, is 2 times root 3. Or sometimes you'll hear me say it 2 root 3, as if I were saying AB or something like that. But 2 times the square root of 3, that's the simplified version of the square root of 12. And going forward, we're going to want to use this, the most simple version of things, as our answer, unless it's specifically telling us to use a decimal approximation. This is the exact answer. If we were to use a calculator to find a decimal, because it would go on for some distance, what you'd get would not be an exact answer, but an approximation. So unless it tells you to specifically use the decimal approximation, use this exact answer. I'm going to do one more bigger number here as an example. So let's say 42. How about? Square root of 42. And sometimes, well, wait, actually, I don't think I can simplify this. No, I was going to do 48. That's what I was going to do. Square root of 48. Right? So we know that 48 is 4 times 12. I know the square root of 4 is 2. I know that 12 can be turned into square root of 3 times the square root of 4. This is 2 again, so I have 2 times the square root of 3 times 2. And that's just 4 root 3. So the square root of 48 can be simplified to 4 root 3.